He arrives at his apartment with his lover and they go straight to the bedroom, but his wife finds herself sleeping and is startled when he enters the room. She apologizes for intruding and says she thought he was sleeping in the other room, and says he's going to sleep with their daughter. The girl who was with him is scared and he says that everything is fine. The wife then says that the girl is beautiful, and when she gets up says that they can be comfortable and even says that her husband is wonderful. The girl confirms that he is really wonderful. The wife gets up, goes to her wardrobe and takes a new lingerie and gives it to the girl to use with her husband and leaves saying that she can make herself comfortable, and they stay there in the couple's room. She arrives at her daughter's room, and when she goes to bed the girl wakes up and wants to know if she is going to sleep there with her again. The mother says yes, and then they start talking and the girl asks her if everything is okay with her and her father. The mother then says that she still hasn't separated from him because she doesn't want her daughter to go through what she went through. She lies down and caresses the girl and then they sleep. When she wakes up she realizes that the girl is not there and gets up quickly and goes in search of her daughter. She goes down the stairs, and when she arrives in the room she finds the girl next to her husband's girlfriend taking pictures, all happy. She then asks her husband what is going on there. He then says that everything is normal. She then says that she doesn't want her daughter to have contact with his roles and says that he has an open relationship, but she doesn't want your daughter involved and who has already warned you. He says that they're just talking and that there's nothing too much as she can see. The girl is still there taking pictures when her mother calls her and takes her away holding her by the arm. Later she is there on the street taking pictures of her daughter with her lover, and her husband sees everything and wants to know why she is doing that. While she asks the girl to pose and they stop to look at the pictures, he gets out of his car and goes to meet them. The girl sees him and then hugs him. He then calls his wife to talk while the girl stays with her mother's lover. They move away to talk and he then asks her that they had agreed not to involve the girl with your case. She then says that the girl doesn't even know that the boy is her lover and says that he started it. He tells her that he doesn't want her daughter near that boy. She then says that he will have to put up with it, because she didn't want his daughter involved with his mistress. He says she can't do that, but she says she can and then leaves, leaving him there. He then calls his daughter to come in with him, but she says she wants to stay there and he then storms into the house. Soon he arrives home with an envelope where it is written that the girl is special and just below is the name of his lover. Seeing that envelope, the wife immediately wants to know what that means there. And he says he's already said he doesn't want his lovers to bond with the girl. He then says that she just wanted to send a gift because their daughter's birthday is already very close and that it's something special for her and that she didn't need to change. And without them realizing it, the girl was there at the door listening to the whole conversation, and his wife keeps saying that she doesn't want his daughter with his lover. He says that she is changing for nothing and that it's just a letter, and then he asks why the girl can have a bond with his lover and with her she can't. She says that one thing has nothing to do with the other and says that the girl likes her lover and keeps saying that she doesn't even know his lover well and that she is already sending gifts. He then says that she can't talk much and that she is no role model and that she knows. She goes on to say that she doesn't want her daughter involved with his lover. He asks her to calm down. At that moment the girl runs away and they realize that she heard the whole argument and they go after the girl, and when they reach the street desperately calling for her and without having any sign of where she might be they run down the sidewalk calling for her. They continue desperately looking for their daughter and without knowing where to look they start asking God to help find the girl. They separate and she is desperate there on the sidewalk not knowing what to do, and in anguish she passes her hand over her face as she can. He then says that everything will be fine and that they will find her. They then continue to look for her there on the street. They then stop and she says that she thinks she knows where she might be. He also says the same thing, and then they pick up their phones and make a call. But to the despair of the two, the girl was not where they were thinking. She then remembers that the girl likes to go to a square and says he thinks she is there. He then asks her if she knows where the square is and calls her to go with him. Meanwhile, they're in the square. The girl is looking at the photos she took with her father's lover and with her mother's lover, and as they're passing the photos one by one on her cell phone, she is thinking. They then arrive at the square and the woman soon sees her in front of him sitting on a bench and tells him that she knew she was there, and they run towards her, and when she arrives she asks how the girl is and they sit there with her. She then says that she doesn't like them to fight, and so she went to the square so she wouldn't see them fighting, and that she feels good there and that she has friends and plays with them. Her mother then says they weren't fighting but just talking, and he then confirms. He then says he doesn't want to see her sad because they love her so much. She then asks her father why they can't be a normal family and says that when they are together they always fight, and keeps saying that when he is with his girlfriend or his mother with the other boy they are always happy. As she speaks they just listen to her in silence. The girl then says that her mother had told her that she would not leave her father so that she would not go through what her mother went through. The girl then says that everything is fine and that if she doesn't like her father anymore so she can stay with her lover. And says he just wants them to be happy, and then says the same thing to his father, that if his lover makes him happy he has to be with her and that she just wants him to be happy. Her mother then says that they are the ones who should set an example for her and that she is the one who was setting an example for her parents, and says that they will solve all that. Her father then says that her mother is right and that they are going to solve that situation so they don't stay like that anymore. They then hug each other there in the square and everyone happy as a real family. Then comes her birthday and they're all gathered there celebrating like a real family, and they're happy singing happy birthday to her and they hug each other happily.